Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV.
Amounted to 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Belis Quetta, and thanks for joining us today. Now the news making the rounds. Head of Service charges permanent secretaries on civil service reforms. Minister swims for 12 hours after helicopter crashes at sea. Biden buys 500 million test kits to tackle the Omicron surge. Customers groan as cash-strapped banks slash withdrawal limits. And on sports, AFCON will hold in January, says Motsepe. Stay with us as the details of the news comes after this short timeout. Welcome back. Now the news in details. Head of Service charged Permanent Secretary on civil service reforms. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemiesan, has charged Permanent Secretaries to ensure that the Federal Civil Service strategy and implementation plan becomes a reality. Dr. Yemiesan spoke on Tuesday at the State House, the commissioning of the State House ICT Training Center located within the State House auditorium. And this is according to a statement signed by the Director Information State House Abiodun Oladunjoye. And the head of service commended the State House management for the development of its standard operating procedures and performance management objectives as part of the overall civil service reform program. She also charged the civil servants to imbibe good values that will reflect the new digitalized environment. Dr. Yemiesan further congratulated the recently promoted Directorate Cradle staff of the State House, urging them to step up a bit higher because the Directorate Cradle determines the direction of service and rise beyond expectations of your offices. And now the Permanent Secretary of the State House, Tijani Umar, said the establishment of the ICT Training Center was given a priority to deepen delivery of core ICT training programs, ICT-enabled programs, and computer-based examinations, amongst others. And now moving forward, Customs intercepts smuggled drugs with fake NAFDAC numbers in Katsina. The Nigerian Customs Service Strike Force Zone B on Tuesday disclosed that its operatives intercepted 6.1 million naira hard drugs with fake national agency. The Strike Force coordinator Oseni Olorukuba made the disclosure in Katsina during the display of the seized drugs. And according to Olorukuba, the drugs were intercepted by the force operatives in Malumfashi Monday. And giving the position during the press briefing at the end of the meeting, the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olugungba, said the people would be allowed to decide for themselves. And he disclosed that the 17 aspirants and other stakeholders who attended the reconciliation meeting have been asked to return to the states to continue their efforts on a report back to the national leadership. And he applauded the success of the meeting, saying that the attendees have agreed to work together for the interest of the party and Nigerians. On the success of the reconciliatory meeting, Ologun Agba said that the following this first session, there will be a significant drop in the number of aspirants, as several of them have agreed to pull out of the race. And now moving forward from news coming from around Africa, minister swims for 12 hours after helicopter crashes at the sea. A Madagascar government minister has said he swam for 12 hours to safety after his helicopter crashed at the sea during a rescue mission. Survived the crash, and the team had been scouting an area in the northern eastern part of the country where passenger boats had sunk. At least 39 people died in that accident, officials said on Tuesday. And on Twitter, President Andry Rajoelina mourned those who died and also paid tribute to Mr. Gele. And it's unclear why Monday's accident happened, but Mr. Gele said that after the crash, he swam from 7:30 last night until 7:30 this morning in Mahambo. And he said that he had no injuries but had issues before his August appointment as a minister. And now still moving forward on the news from around Africa, Ghana MPs brawl in parliament over mobile money tax. A brawl has broken out in Ghana's parliament during a late night session over a contentious government's proposed levy on electronic transactions. The MPs shoved, pushed and threw punches at each other while others tried to stop the fighting. And the chaos started after opposition MPs rushed forward to prevent Deputy Speaker Joseph Osei Owusu from leaving his seat to vote. And he was chairing the session, which was then adjourned because of the disorder. The opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has rejected the proposed levy of 1.75% on electronic transactions, which includes mobile money payments. And it says it will hit low-income people and those outside the formal banking sector. But Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has said it is necessary to wide appointment at the behavior of their MPs, saying they ought to be role models and not behaving immaturely. And the Deputy Speaker's vote was seen as critical as Parliament has been heavily divided over the proposed task. What a hot one there from Ghana. And we're going to short break, and when we come back we get more news updates from the foreign scene. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality. You can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
A Boston jury found Charles Lieber guilty of making false statements to authorities, filing false tax returns charged in 2020 as part of a U.S. campaign to counter economic espionage from China. And however, some critics say this campaign harms academic research. And a prosecutor of the report appropriations considerations by the Committee of Supply and Adoption by the House projects, which are properly referred to as constituency projects. All right, we're going to a short break right now. When we come back, we get more news updates from the world of sports. Stay with us.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, we are committed happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
News updates from the world of sports. AFCON will hold in January, says Motsepe. The president of the Confederation of African Football, Patrice Motsepe, has insisted that the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations scheduled to hold in Cameroon will go ahead as planned. And with less than 3 weeks uncertainty due to the outbreak of the